Hi friends, welcome back to Lila-licious. I'm Regina, and today we are going to brew hard cider together. And for that, we are going to use the iGulu F1 automated brewer. The iGulu is a smart brewing appliance that you can use to easily brew fermented beverages from beer, kombucha, ciders, and even white wine. So far, I have experimented with a pale ale beer kit, which was really easy to do and really delicious, especially considering I really don't know much about beer brewing at all. And in a previous video, we have done a kombucha kit together. If you haven't seen that yet, I'm going to link that above. But now that we're in fall with apples and fresh cider in season, I really wanted to try a hard cider as well. However, iGulu was generous enough to sponsor this video, and they sent me their hard cider kit to use, which makes it even easier. I didn't have to use fresh cider. So let's go look at this kit, see what's included, and let's start brewing. So here is the hard cider kit I got from iGulu. Opening that bag inside, I find at first just one more bag, but on further inspection there's actually this tiny little package that is stuck here at the bottom. It's cider yeast. Attached to the bag of the cider concentrate is also the RFID code, which we'll need later. Printed on the back are the instructions, which are pretty straightforward, just 4 steps. So let's get started with that. First, we need our keg. I just cleaned it and sanitized it before proceeding. The instructions say we need to fill it with water up to the bottom line. This is here where it says 116 ounces. And then the rest gets filled up with the cider concentrate. This brings it perfectly up to the max fill line. And I tried to squeeze out as much as possible to get all of the appley goodness in there. And now to easily mix it, I just close the lid and give it a little swirl and shake. But we're not done yet. We still need to add the yeast as well. Empty that little envelope with the cider yeast, and it says to just sprinkle it on top. Don't stir. Now I'm closing the lid again, including the sealing clamp, because we are ready to put the keg into the brewer. I'm already connecting the pressuring valve so that the brewer can get a proper reading on that, but I'm leaving the dispensing valve for now. And now technically, this RFID code sticker should start the correct brewing process by just swiping it across this spot on the side of the machine. But I tried swiping back and forth, and I even updated the software of the brewer, and I just couldn't get it to work. So I checked out the website, and I found some brewing instructions for cider here. So first I thought I was going to set a custom brewing cycle. However, then I realized that the temperatures and days are very similar to the 2-stage ale settings. So I selected that program because it is already pre-programmed in the iGulu. Here you can see that it will ferment for 10 days at 18 degrees and then 3 days at 2 degrees. As we are just getting started, you can see that the pressure level is very low at 0.74 psi. But within just 1 day, as the fermentation activity kicks off, the pressure levels rise quickly to over 19 and then even 23 psi. But then as the cycle goes on, the pressure levels mellow out to the mid-teens. And then by day 10, the cold crash starts. And it quickly reduces the temperature to 2 degrees Celsius for 3 days. After that, our cider is finished. I had a quick taste, and it was only lightly carbonated. So I attached a CO2 tank in the back. This is the same kind of CO2 tanks you would use in a soda machine. Now I'm going into sparkling mode. This will make sure that it always adds a little bit of carbonation to the keg as it is losing pressure while dispensing. Now that our hard cider has finished fermenting, it is cooling and sparkling away in here. It is time for the taste test, and for that I'm going to call my husband. Even with a CO2 tank attached, it seems to dispense slower than I would have expected. So it just takes a little bit of patience, but then we get to enjoy our hard cider.
It has a nice, bright, and enjoyably fresh apple flavor. And it seems to really hit that perfect balance between sweet and tart. And the mouthfeel is not too dry, but also not overly sweet. And it's nice and cool thanks to the iGulu that keeps it currently at 1 Celsius. That is, I think, around 33 Fahrenheit. So it's really nice and chilled. With the added CO2 tank, it adds a lot more sparkle, which gives a really nice tingling sensation on your tongue. I really enjoy it just by itself, but it would also be wonderful to accompany a meal. I think it would be great to brighten up a rich dinner, but could just as well be served during a brunch with friends. And you can keep the hard cider keg in the iGulu to keep it cool and sparkling as you're serving it. But I want to get started on some other fermentations, so I will also try to bottle some in flip-top bottles and see just how it holds up that way.
To bottle the hard cider and test out how it will hold up, I'm using recycled flip-top bottles. These are the same ones I also use for kombucha or water kefir. I cleaned those out and now I'm filling them with the cold sparkling cider. I wondered if I should leave quite a bit of headspace, but then I realized it should not ferment much further in the fridge and build up excess gas. So I filled it fairly full, and then closed the lid and stored it in the fridge for a few days. And then after 2 days, I opened one just to see kind of where we're at. There were no bubbles overflowing as I popped the bottle, like sometimes happens with kombucha. And you can see it is still quite sparkly and it tasted basically the same as fresh straight from the keg. So bottling is indeed a great option for hard cider.
This video is sponsored by iGulu. They provided the hard cider kit and they also gave me a generous discount code. By using the link below, I'll put it on the screen but also in the description, or my discount code, Lila, you will receive 20% off any Brewer purchase on their website. If you enjoy fermented drinks and crafted beverages as much as me, check them out and give iGulu a try. And an automated brewer like the iGulu also makes a great idea for the upcoming holiday and gifting season. If you or someone you know really enjoys craft beers and would like to get started at home brewing themselves, this makes a wonderful present because using the iGulu or an automated brewer and kits is really such an easy way to get started with it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like and share it and leave me a comment. Have you ever tried making hard cider yourself, or are there any other beverages you would like to see me try in the iGulu? I still actually want to try making hard cider from fresh cider, and then I believe I would need some champagne or cider yeast. And I also have a beer kit waiting. I think it's a pale ale. I will definitely take you along when I brew that as well. Thanks again, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye for now.